So coming to the test automation using Selenium, we'll see what is Selenium and what is test automation. These are the both different altogether. Test automation. We'll see first test automation and what is Selenium. Fine. And what is test automation? What is manual testing? Whatever you have done till now, like manual, you have written some test cases. Manual testing. You write the test cases or you design. Okay. Write the test cases and following those test case, you execute. Okay. Execute the test case. Okay. If the test case got passed or failed, you just mention those things in your that document, right? Or whatever you are using. If you are using some test management tool, also test management tool like ALM, QC, or Jira, or Rally, whatever. Okay. So these are the tools where you need to import, okay, all your test cases into these. Fine. And there you need to uh, write like this test case is being passed or failed, or some project what they do is they write down everything in a Excel sheet itself. They don't use any that test management tool if the project is very small. Fine. So as we have already discussed about the test cases, how to write the test cases, and there is a column called pass and fail, expected and actual result, right? If the expected result and actual result is same, okay, then our test case status will be pass. Otherwise, the test case status would be fail. We have already discussed about that. Just go through those videos, okay, and you will get to know. Fine. After executing the test cases, if it is a pass or fail, we need to write the uh, report test reports. Fine. Yes. Yes. Now it's fine. Oh, okay. So I have yes. Okay. Till now, manual testing. I was telling about the manual testing, why we use and what all the things we use in manual testing. Just can you just let me know like what are the things we have done till now in manual testing? We have written the test cases from BRD document, right? Business requirement document. We have written the test cases, and after we write the test cases, we then execute it. Follow the same steps like go to that particular link, then click on this button, then click enter the username, enter the password, something like that. We have discussed in the previous class, right? And there was expected result and actual result, right? If the expected result and actual result are same, then what is the test status? Status would be pass. All right. We have discussed about this. Status is the pass or fail. Fine. Okay. Or maybe blocked if something happen. Like if this test case is being deferred from this particular release, that means the client they do not want this particular feature to be present in this release, then they said this particular this particular feature will you know release it in the next cycle, so that will be in a block position. So that's a different thing. Okay. The status is will pass or fail. Fine. After that, test report, whatever the test got pass or got fail, so that report need to be sent to the managers. Okay. And there is one more tool, as I said, ALMQC and Jira, these are the test management tools. Fine. So whatever test cases you have written in Excel, okay, we have written some test cases like who is responsible, what is the description, what is the test step, what is the expected and actual, and the status of that particular test case. So that everything that we have in that Excel file, that will be imported in ALMQC or Jira, so that you can execute those particular test cases and mark those test cases as pass or fail in Jira or LMQC itself. I'll show you one picture of how it looks like. Let me just show you one thing. If I go through this ALMQC, okay, this is my how it look like. You can see, okay. Bigger picture, it would be good. Okay, you can see here. One second, let me just. Here you can see. What is? One second. How the test cases looks like in LMQC. Here you can see here in this particular these are the requirement analysis document. Okay, no problem. Let me open up this thing, this particular. Okay, this one. Just see this one, this particular how the step name, description, expected result, and actual result is being written in ALMQC. This is a ALMQC quality center. There's a test plan and there is a test lab. Okay. In test plan, whatever you have. Hello, you there? Yep. So whatever you have in your Excel file, you have created or you have designed the test cases, test steps, etc. Right? That you want to import into quality center. This is a quality center, ALM quality center. Okay. And here you can see there is a test plan, test lab. Most of the time you will be working with this test plan, test lab, and there's a defect life cycle is there, defect, how to create the defect and all. We'll discuss. Okay, fine. So you enter like everything, whatever you have in your Excel file that need to be imported in this particular test plan. And from test plan, you can have multiple this thing test cases. You can you know import in the test lab, and test lab you will be running your test cases. Let's see in test lab how it looks. Okay, in test lab, let me show you how it look like. all the pass and fail status you can see there. Okay. Yes, this one. You can see this particular thing. Okay. Visible? Okay, this is the test run. You can see the test status is pass, fail, not completed, something like that. Visible? This is the run name, like test name, which what is the test name of that particular test case. So once you run those test case, if that test case got passed, then you just click on this particular this column and just or select the pass or fail or not completed, etc. Fine. If that test case got failed, then you need to uh, raise a defect for that. How to raise the defect and how to what is the defect life cycle we'll cover in the coming sessions. Fine. Fine. So now let's start with, so got a basic idea like how the quality center works, right? Like we instead of putting all the things in Excel, we'll be putting all the things in the this tool that will do our work. Fine. Okay, this is how we do manual testing. Okay, and what about automation? Any idea what we do in automation? Okay, so in the previous example we have seen something. Let me just show you one thing that we have covered. We have done with new to demo AUT application, right? You can see this particular application, right? We have covered something. It was manual. You, what you did, yeah, that was that thing I'm explaining. In the last thing what we have done is we have verified this particular thing. We have written the test cases, test scenario for this login feature, right? You enter the login name like this way. All right, whatever you are doing is manually. You need to click on this thing and you need to enter it from your keyboard, right? And click on the sign in. If this works, then you say yes, this is working, and you just go to the quality center or go to your Excel file and you pass those test cases or fail those test cases accordingly. Fine. But this is manual, right? If you have to do the same thing like 1000 times in a day, will you do that same thing, like enter the password and username? You have to do 1000 times in a day. You can do, but the thing is you won't be able to do because it is boresome. You will not you'll not have some interest to do this particular thing in a whole day, the same thing. So what is the idea over here? If I can do something that can do my work automatically, right? That means if I write all the username and password somewhere and just tell someone that will do my work, I will not do. I'll just sit and watch what is happening. I will not do like manually go and enter the username and manually go and their password and enter everything from keyboard. Instead of that, can I do something so that can do my work automatically? All right. That's what, yes, that's what Selenium comes into picture. Automation comes into picture, right? Instead of manually, you don't have to write this thing, enter the keyboard, enter the things. Okay. What automation does is the same thing. Okay. Automation does for you 1000 times, 2000 times you can do the same thing in automation. Write one script. Okay, how you can tell that tool to automate this particular thing? Write some script. Okay, in java you need to write some script and that will do your work. Okay, in java, script you need to write. Fine, automation script you need to write. So this particular thing will do your 1000 time login in a day. Fine, you'll just sit and watch, you'll not do anything, just write only code. It will hardly take how much time? It will take 20 to 30 minutes for your time to write this script. Right, once you write this script, the 1000 time login can be done by this particular automation tool. Okay, got it? So how to write this automation script we are going to learn, right? This is important, this is more interesting, right? Isn't it? Yes, it is interesting. Okay, so this particular thing we need to write automation script. So for that we need to have some knowledge about java, and we need to have some knowledge about the selenium tool. Okay, so basically this particular thing, this thing, automation thing, it can be done with various tools. Okay, namely selenium is one automation tool. Similarly, there are other tools available in the market. Okay, like uft, or it was named as a qtp previously. Fine, then we have test complete. These are the automation tool which will do the same thing for you, like 1000 time login into that particular application automatically. Right, these are the tools, separate tools. You can choose any one and do the same task, but we'll see what are the difference between those tools. Okay, there is some tool called sahi pro. Okay, we'll see a lot more tool. There are some tools called that thing, ranorex. Okay, and there are a lot of tools available in the market. Fine, So most importantly, we'll be learning this particular thing, Selenium, the first one in our this session. Why we'll choose this particular tool out of these tools are because this is a free tool. Okay, free tool and open source. Anyone can download it and write some script, and they can be able to automate our things. Fine, but this thing UFT, it comes with some licensing cost. It you need to buy this particular tool. Test complete also the same. Sahi Pro is also the same. Runnerx also is the same. Okay, these are all the license tools. You need to buy this product, but this Selenium is a free. That's why it is more demanding in market. No, the Selenium you don't have to. No. We are not going to cover this tools. As I said, 1000 time that login thing can be done with any of these tools. Okay, the same thing. These are all other different tools. Just choose any one tool that will work your task. 1000 time of login of this application, right? Choose any one. So we'll go with the free tool which is available in the market. It will also do the same thing, and it will also do the same thing 1000 time of login, but it has some other features as well. That's why it has some more pricing. You need to buy these things, but in this session we are going to use this Selenium. It is a free of cost. We don't have to pay anything, right? Okay, so got a brief idea about automation, why you use automation. Yeah, can you just explain what you understand by automation now? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so automation, as I said, it can do the same thing, okay, repeatedly, automatically. You don't have to intervene on that. Okay, you don't have to do any intervention on that. Fine, manual intervention is not required. Got it? Fine. So that's why the test automation we use to reduce the manual task. Okay, let's see what is the test automation and what is the Selenium and all. Fine. This is the definitions of test automation. I would say test automation is use of the software to test the preconditions. Okay, what are the test preconditions? What are the preconditions are available for that particular test? Like we are gonna test a particular login functionality. Okay, as I said here, in this particular thing, I have the login functionality, the admin and password. I am gonna write. I'm gonna test these things, but launching this browser and launching and coming to this particular URL. Okay, so that thing also is verified in test automation. Okay, to control the execution of the test, we can control the executions of the test also. If we have 1000 uh, username and 1000 password, okay, if you want to run only 500, okay, and just that can be controlled by automation. Okay, to compare the actual outcome to predicted outcome. What is the actual, what is the uh, this thing expected one? Okay, the expected one is Once you click on the sign in button with the correct username and correct password, it should logged in into the application. Okay. Then test automation involve automating a manual process already in the place that uses of formalized testing. Got it? As we said, automation involves automating the manual process that we have done manually. That thing is being automated, right? There are a lot of benefit of automation. Let's see why and when to automate. Okay, so frequent regression testing is there. If the regression testing is more, so what is the regression testing? We have already covered that. Not remembered? Okay, no problem. Okay, so basically, okay, okay. So that's why, yes, that's why I just it was I think in the beginning classes we have already covered this. What is regression testing? What is a lot of testing while we were doing that STLC life cycle, right? Software testing life cycle. Okay, go through that videos and you'll get to know. Okay, so regression is something. There's a white box, black box, regression testing. Remember anything? No? Yes. Okay. Or just write down this thing and you'll search in Google regression testing. Okay. Today itself. Before going to bed, just search the regression black box. This thing, black box testing, because these are more important, and white box because we'll be using more uh, this kind of terminology. Okay, just write down this thing before going to bed. Just Google it and just read 5 minutes about this, right? So the regression testing is something. Okay, if I have one cycle one, okay, and cycle two also is there. That means in this particular cycle one, we have covered login module. Okay, login module is developed. Okay, and login module and maybe the user profile module. Fine. One second. Fine. So user profile module is there in cycle one, and in cycle two. Okay, that means this is for 2 months. They have developed something in 2 months. Okay. Okay, in 2 months they have developed this particular module, login module and user profile module, and you have also tested this particular module, and you have suppose 50 test cases. Okay, you have designed 50 test cases in cycle one. Fine. Okay, in module two, in cycle two, after 2 months is passed, then after 2 months, okay, the cycle two started. In cycle two, what happens is we are doing the payment module. Okay, in Flipkart, let it be the Flipkart. there is a login, there is a user profile you need to create there, right? Before buying something in Flipkart or Amazon, fine. So in the first cycle, they have designed the login module and user profile module. Then in the cycle 2, they have designed the payment module. Let's say something is being broken in payment module. There is one defect. Okay, defect means the thing is something is incorrect. It's wrong. It's not working as expected. Fine. So then we have raised one defect. Okay. After fixing this particular defect, this particular module now it's working fine. Okay. Now that defect is fixed. Now this particular defect is fixed by developer. Fine. Once the defect is fixed, this particular payment module is working fine. Okay. So we need to check whether due to this defect, the existing code that we have in a cycle 1, okay, the login module and user profile module is working fine or not. Okay, they have fixed in defect in cycle 2, but we need to check whether cycle 1 test cases are working as expected or not, because we have already tested it in the cycle 1, but again we are just checking whatever in cycle 1 we have already tested 50 test cases, but again we are going to test those test cases to check whether these test cases are running as expected. We don't have to test each and every, we'll just test all the end-to-end functionality in the major functionality areas in cycle 1 to check if is everything is working fine or not. Okay, this is called the regression. Those test cases from cycle 1. Okay, cycle 1 test cases called as regression. Okay, fine. As we have already done this, then again if you have to do the same thing in a cycle 2, then you'll feel like, hey, I have already done, so how will I don't want to do this again and again the same thing. All right, you'll say, and you'll say like, yes, everything is working fine because in 2 months back I have tested, everything was working fine, then again I need to do the same thing, so it's a repeated thing, so I don't want to do this. So sometime the manual tester they say the same thing, but might be due to this defect there might be some issue with cycle 1, so that's the problem. Fine. Okay, so this task, this regression task is being done through automation now. All right, because you have already done it manually before. Now you need to do it in automation. The same thing. You don't have to do anything. Just script everything, and everything will be fine. Correct? Okay. 1 second. Okay. Then a user acceptance test. In case of user acceptance test, we do this, and it's a faster feedback to the developer. Then reduce the human effort. As I said, you don't, human effort is being reduced in automation. Okay, test the same application on multiple environment also we can do. Testing multiple environment in a sense there is a testing environment, there is a development environment, integration environment, etc. The test automation tools, these are the tools present in the market: QTP, RFT, Silk Test, and Test Complete, QA Run, or Water, and the Selenium and the Sahi. Okay, these are the tools present in the market to automate uh, anything in web application. Automation, you understood, right? What is automation? To do the same thing, same repeated thing again and again through the scripting. Okay, through the programming. That is called automation. Yes. So this automation is done by various tools. Okay. So Selenium is one of them. So what is Selenium? Selenium is a automation tool. All right. So we are going to learn about the Selenium. What is Selenium? Coming to the Selenium, Selenium is a robust set of tools. It is not a single tool. It's the set of tools that supports rapid development of the test automation for web-based applications. Okay, using Java or using C Sharp, using Python, or Ruby, or maybe PHP. Okay, or JavaScript. These all languages are being supported by Selenium. All right. So if you know Java, or if you know JavaScript, or if you know PHP or Python or any language, so you will be able to automate your task. The same thing, 1000 time of login. Okay, automatic login you can do. The provided you should know only one language among uh, Java. Okay, JavaScript, PHP, Python, Ruby. All right. If you know any one language, then only you can be able to do automation 1000 times in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. But if you do not know it, then we should learn it. And once we learn that, we'll apply those logic into this into the automation. Fine. Selenium provides a rich set of testing function specifically geared to the needs of the testing of the web application. Selenium operations are highly flexible, okay, allowing many options for locating UI elements and comparing the expected test. We'll see like how we can perform some actions on the UI page or the web page, or in this login page. We'll automate this particular thing. Definitely we're gonna automate this thing first, right? We'll do that. And what are the features of Selenium? Selenium support cross browser testing. Okay, if you have written one script for this automating this particular thing, login. Okay, if you have written the logic over here for 1000 time login in Selenium, that thing can be run in multiple browsers. Like Chrome browser, you can run the same script. You can run same script in Safari. You can run the same script in that thing, um, Mozilla. You can run in the Internet Explorer. Okay, fine. So this is a cross browser testing, and cross platform is also supported. Like if you have written for Windows, this is my Windows 7 machine. Okay, if I want to run this thing in a Linux, if I want to run this thing in a Mac operating system, then I can do that as well. Okay, the same script. You don't have to change anything, but there are some little bit configuration we need to change. Fine. and inbuilt reporting mechanism also available in Selenium with the help of third-party tools using TestNG. Selenium do not have any inbuilt reporting mechanism. Okay, what are the Selenium components are? Selenium has Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium Grid. These are the components of Selenium and Selenium WebDriver as well. And that is more important. Fine. We'll see how Selenium IDE works, because nowadays Selenium IDE is being deprecated. It's no longer used or no longer supported in the latest version of Mozilla Firefox. But we'll see how it works. All right. And then Selenium remote control, Selenium RC. What is Selenium RC? We'll see that as well. And Selenium Grid. Selenium Grid is used to run your that script you have written for 1000 time login. That script can be run on multiple machines of your friends. Suppose in the same network, if you have 2 3 laptops with you, okay, you can run those 1000 script into those machines as well. Fine, we'll see that in detail. What is the Selenium IDE? Selenium IDE is an integrated development environment for Selenium tests. It is implemented as a Firefox extension and allowed you to record and edit and replay the test in the Firefox. Okay, because this is not supported nowadays in Mozilla Firefox. Okay, so we cannot do it right away, but I will show you. If I install the older version of the Firefox, then I can do it. I can uh, install the Selenium IDE in my this thing. Okay, but I have one thing called Catalan Studio. Okay, the Selenium IDE is also looks similar to this. Okay, you can record and run your test cases. Let's see how it works. Fine. Just go to this new. You can name as the Google test. Fine. Once you name it, you need to add a new test case. Just add a new test. Sorry. Add new test case. Okay, go to the record, this particular thing. Fine. And click here and enter Mercury and click here, enter Mercury as a password and then click on the sign in button. Okay, if you click on the sign in button, let's see if it is logging in or not. We'll see in detail about the Selenium IDE in the next session. We'll install it in your machine and okay, just be ready with your laptop in the next session. From next session onward, we'll be doing a lot of things in your laptop. A lot of software need to be installed. Tomorrow also we have, right? Yes, we'll have tomorrow. Yes, yes. Fine. Yes. Okay, okay. We'll do that thing. Okay. Let's see. You can see all the thing is being recorded. I'll show you each thing how this thing will be working. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'll be just running this so that you can understand like how this thing works. Okay, just give me 1 second. Yes, I'm just running this. Let's see how it works. I have recorded this, right? Let's see. If you can see it's automatically going and entering everything here and clicking on the sign in button. All right. Let me just close this one and again do the same thing. Okay. Okay. Now I have closed that particular thing. Let's run it. Let's see how it will go to navigate to that particular uh, site and work. Let's see. Play. You can see navigating to that. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yes. Now navigating to that. I'm not doing anything. It is automatically doing. Right. Clicking on this sign in button as well. So we'll see in detail in the next tomorrow session, like how the ID works and how the Selenium RC works, everything. All right, fine then. Have a good night. Bye bye. Bye bye.